Oh, that's got a nice bit of reverb to it. Hey, I'm LJ, and welcome to the latest edition of LJ Reacts. So yeah, what this is I listen to songs I've not heard before. It's one of those videos. Yeah, so you know how it is. You get older, you sort of drift away from, pop culture you sort of grew up with as a teenager, and all the stuff that you would have loved when you're younger sort of kind of drifts by. So this is me trying to find some of those hidden gems that I would have found at 15 that at the age I am now, I've just seemingly missed out on. If you enjoy this content, I have other videos on here. You know, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, all that jazz. And hey, drop me any suggestions in the comments you think might appeal to me, and of course, all the socials. So today I am listening to Prophets of Rage. For those who have never come across this band before, this is, I guess it's kind of a lesser known band. It's one of those Them Nara super groups. Yeah, it features the musical section from Rage Against the Machine and or Audio Slave. It features Chuck D and DJ Lord from Public Enemy, and it features one of the guys from Cypress Hill whose name escapes me. What it was is recently I've sort of been catching up with a bit of Public Enemy because I'm one of those people. No, I do like a lot of political but motivated stuff. So Public Enemy's music always kind of appeals to me. The same with Rage Against the Machine. So yeah, I've been sort of listening to sort of more and more of their stuff again lately. After sort of not having listened to it for a while, and sort of just brought me back a few years ago on a podcast I was guesting on occasionally. I wrote a bit about a recent mass shooting in a school, and weirdly enough, while I was writing this, I sort of had a music channel on in the background, and what would come on but Prophets of Rage. It was incidentally a song about mass shootings and the amount of people who die in them. Um, Weird that someone like me should be writing about something like that. I mean, granted, when it comes to domestic terrorism in the States, most of them are, like myself, white. But unlike most of the domestic terrorists, I'm not right wing or crazy. And if that offends you, well, it's fine. You can leave. I don't need your money. Um, that's kicked it off on quite a serious note. Um, but then again, Rage Against the Machine not exactly known for their levity, although Tom Morello on Twitter, it's he can be pretty funny. So, without further ado, maybe we should just let's skip over the politics and just skip straight to the music, shall we? Let's fire it up. This is Prophets of Rage with Prophets of Rage. Let's fire this bad boy up, shall we? Looking at the screen, but you can see blatantly in the corner, I've not got the official video up. Before we kick into Chuck D there, I just want to say I do love Tom Morello is a really unique guitarist, and you listen to a track with him on, you know you're listening to Tom Morello. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, Audio Slave, Rage Against the Machine, Prophets of Rage. Um, And I think he's released some of his own solo stuff in the last few years as well. There is just he's not afraid to experiment, plays around with it, with what you can do with the guitar. Quite that saw Rage Against the Machine back in 2008, and yeah, just the to, just some of the things where he'll sort of tweak the machine heads, just to get just to get slightly interesting sounds. Like he even at one point managed to do it to mimic a siren. Not quite as didn't quite sound like the siren that we heard there, but yeah, you could sort of see what he was doing. But yeah, 1 million people have watched this song and apparently got to number 4 in the mainstream US Billboard charts when it was released. Somehow didn't get past like number 30 in the US alternative and US rock charts. I do not get how that works. But I don't. But when it comes to the UK, we only focus on the main charts, not the breakdown of the subgenres as much on projects on on all our music shows. So it's never been something I've really sort of had to sort of think about. But how does that work? How do you get higher on the mainstream charts than you do on like the rock alternative? Surely it should be the other way around, or am I just missing something? But let's get this kicked into gear. Just a really random thought. They're sort of saying, "Oh yeah, clear the way for the prophets of rage," but the prophets themselves cleared the way for Rage Against the Machine. The reason they stopped sort of working together was they wanted to go back to their own groups and do, Rage wanted to tour again, Public Enemy wanted to do some new stuff. They kind of so, it just seems a bit weird in hindsight, clearing away for the prophets of rage when they when they sort of walked through, they decided, you know what, we'll clear the way for what we consider to be, I don't know if it would be a bigger group by star power, but more well-known acts in Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine. I love it there, Chuck D announcing his seniority. Yeah, I've been around for a while, so clear the way for the prophets of rage. I will go into this more in the conclusion, but I think this is a brilliant introduction to. And also, I've noticed the guitar work again, going back to Morello and his guitar work, how how each verse, not just lyrically but musically, is slightly distinctive, because he is just playing around, doing his thing, making each verse sounds like I love this guy, I really do. I think he is a fantastic guitarist, and Yeah, I need, I definitely feel I need to look into more Prophets of Rage stuff. Yeah, I said how I do love sort of like politically minded entertainment. Um, I mean, it's hard going as someone who's trying to do political comedy. It's hard to do it consistently. There's a reason why Rage Against the Machine only did 3 albums of original material. Although, guys, you sort of made it up now. You've been doing tours on and off for the last 12 years. Come on, maybe you could start doing some new stuff. Yeah, I mean, yes, all your old stuff is relevant, but there have been a couple of major happenings since since you broke up. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, there's a couple of things going on. But in the conclusion of the song, let's stick with that, shall we? Um, yeah, while I'm not a big rap guy, I do love the way Chuck D sounds as a rapper, and the guy from Cypress Hill who Feeling is it? I don't know. He's the good hype man, I it's nice just to have someone like that balancing him out, like Flavor Flav did in Public Enemy. But yeah, I am liking this. This has got sort of a certain power to it. This is very much sounds like a good introduction. It's a case of this is who we are, this is what we're going to do, and get out of our way. Again, it's just unfortunate that they only sort of stuck around sort of momentarily, only I think 3 or 4 years before they went back to their own projects, which is a shame. This and the other stuff I've heard from him is actually really strong. I mean, okay, so you wouldn't necessarily put on. Well, I don't know actually. Would I put it on a house party? See, I probably. It depends on who. Well, it depends on who was there, really. Because this has got a good beat, can sort of get down to it. And I've been at club nights where they've played Rage Against the Machine and things like that, and everyone is just up there, just with the horns up, and it's been amazing. And yeah, this song fits in very well with that sort of crowd. I could, if you if you're into the sort of heavier sort of rock style music, this could go very well in one of those club nights. I'm really am liking this. Like I said, I've heard some other Prophets of Rage stuff a couple of years ago, and I just, yeah, I just wish that they were, still around so I could sort of maybe catch them. I loved seeing Rage Against the Machine. They were amazing. I feel, Rage with Chuck D fronting it essentially could be just as impressive. So yeah, am I going to give it a ranking out of 10? It seems to be a thing I've started doing more on than off. What do I want to put it? Do I want to? See, I seem to be sort of giving a lot of things sevens. This is definitely. I. This is the trouble. Is this is? It's like you remember when the X-Men movies came out. Some of you are looking at me. You're like, shut up, granddad. But I'm old enough to remember that. But no, when the X-Men movies came out, the first X-Men movie seemed amazing. But in hindsight, it's not as great as some of those movies would become. But it was a good, solid standing point. It was only like a you know, 3.5 star out of 5 movie. But it was the basis that that universe needed to grow from. Unfortunately, it grew into Dark Phoenix. But that's what I'm kind of seeing with this song. I'm seeing it's while the song's not like mind blowing, like other like these people have potential to be. It's you listen to it, you know who they are, you know what's. So what I want to give it out of 10, I'm just you know what, so I'm going to stick it at an 8 out of 10 because yes, it's more of an introduction song, but you listen to it and you know if you listen to more, you're going to have go in with high expectations based on this song alone. So yeah, let's call it an 8 out of 10, and let's call that a wrap for today, shall we? I've been LJ. This has been LJ Reacts. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment below. Help me defeat the YouTube algorithm. You want to follow me on social media? There's the links. And hey, if you really want to help me out, buy me a coffee because it's a bit warm today. But so, like I said, I've been LJ. That's been LJ Reacts. Until next time, been emotional. 15, 20 years of music.